Hi, my name is Mike Hall with STR. We are the manufacturer of SYNLawn artificial turf and a proud partner of Lowe's Home Improvement Stores. We are filming at Lowe's store number 1646 in Dalton, Georgia. We want to give special thanks to store manager Matt McDuffie and his flooring department associates Birch and Bryson for their help in producing this short video. Today we want to provide you with some tips and suggested best practices you should use when measuring and cutting artificial turf for your customers. Today we will discuss how to properly align the turf on the carriage as well as the cutting machine, how to properly operate your machine while running artificial turf through it, and how to properly cut and wrap artificial turf. So let's get started. The first step in the cutting and measuring process is to bring the roll of turf into the correct position on the carousel. The roll of turf should be centered on the pin, and the top of the roll of turf should be level or just above level of the cutting table so that the turf can go through the feed rollers properly. It is now time to move the cutting table into position, with taking extra care to make sure that the turf edge is aligned so that it can go through the measuring counter properly. The following now requires a two-person team. You can now remove the Velcro straps from the turf. Using the lever, open the feed rollers and thread the turf under the feed roller, onto the cutting table, and through the counter. You and your fellow team members should grasp the front edge of the turf and pull it through, making sure the turf is aligned with the front edge of the cutting table. You can now lower the feed roller back into its down position, putting tension on the turf. We're now ready to start running and measuring our turf. Please note that there are 6 inches from the measuring wheel to the front edge of the cutting table. This is important for your final measurement. Now reset your counter to 0. Today our cut will be 20 feet. So it's time to turn on the power and start measuring. At this point, both team members should be facing the cutting table, equally spaced. Please note that one person should be designated to operate the foot control for the feed roller. As the control cable is being depressed, both team members should be gently pulling on the turf. Once you've pulled approximately 3 feet through, release the cable. Now both members should tightly roll the turf and place it in the re-roll area of the machine. Now look at the turf between the feed roller and the roll of the turf on the pin. The amount of tension should be equal from side to side. If it is, you can now proceed with rolling turf by re-engaging the control cable. If the tension is not even, you must follow the following procedure. Release the front feed roller lever. From the front of the cut table, adjust the re-roll side of the turf until the tension between the feed roller and the turf on the pin looks even. You can now re-engage the feed roller and continue running the turf. Please note, on a 20-foot cut, you might have to do the same procedure 3 or 4 times to ensure that you don't develop wrinkles in your turf or that one side of your turf is longer than the other. Once you've reached your desired length, you're going to want to adjust the turf one more time to make sure that it's square. You do this by releasing the feed roller lever and adjusting your turf to make sure that the tension is proper. Now you re-engage your feed roller lever, and now you're ready to cut your turf. Once you're ready to cut your turf, engage your cutting wheel guard. Make sure when you're cutting turf that you run the cutting wheel all the way down and back to its home position. And finally, we have a couple of keys to get the job done right the first time. Secure remainder of the roll and carriage system, making sure the straps are put on tightly. Disconnect the power to the machine and store all materials and equipment that were used. Vacuum and sweep the work area to remove any cutting residue from the turf cutting process. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you would like to watch it again, it is available on our website and can be watched at any time. Have a great day.